potion fraught with dread. And if they proceed but don't succeed, well, the devil will take their heads.
Hello and welcome to Cuphead. I was just listening to that music because I like hearing it. And also I wanted you guys to hear the lyrics. Now we're gonna get started. I've already played this game once and beaten it. But the bosses are still tough for me sometimes. Now, before we get started, I just want to say this game came out back in 2015, and the game is mostly boss fights and a few platforming levels. But at the beginning it just would have been boss fights, but then they decided to add these platforming levels. Now, we're gonna get started. And I really like this book opening. So, let's go. Once upon a time in a magical place called Inkwell Isle, there were two brothers named Cuphead and Mugman. They lived without a care under the watchful eye of the wise Elder Kettle. One day the two boys wandered far from home, and despite the Elder Kettle's many warnings, ended up on the wrong side of the tracks and entered the Devil's Casino. Inside, Cuphead and Mugman soon found themselves on a winning streak. "Hot dog," exclaimed King Dice, the casino's sleazy manager. "These fellas can't lose." "Nice run, boys," laughed a newcomer. The brothers gasped. It was the casino's owner, the devil himself. "Now how about we raise the stakes," he suggested with a toothy grin. "Win one more roll and all the loot in my casino is yours," the devil boomed. "But if you lose, I'll have your souls. Deal?" Cuphead, blinded by easy riches, nodded and grabbed the dice for a throw. "Good gosh, Cuphead, no!" cried Mugman, for he understood the danger, but it was too late. "Snake eyes," laughed the devil, slamming the floor. "You lose." The brothers trembled in fear as he loomed over them. "Now about those souls." The brothers pleaded for their very lives. There must be another way to repay you," Mugman stammered. "Yes, please, Mr. Cuphead added. Perhaps there is," the devil snickered, pulling out a parchment. "I have here a list of my runaway debtors. Collect their souls for me, and I just might pardon you two mugs." "Now get going," the devil roared, kicking the boys out most rudely. "You have till midnight tomorrow to collect every one of those souls. Otherwise, I'll be the one collecting yours." Cuphead and Mugman turned frightened and ran away as fast as they could. "Come on, Mug," panted Cuphead. "We have to find the Elder Kettle. He'll know what to do." So, as you can see, these two have gotten themselves into some kind of trouble. And they're looking to the Elder Kettle to help them. And here we go. What a fine pickle you boys have gotten yourselves into. I know you don't want to be pawns of the devil, but if you refuse, I can't bear to imagine your fates. You must play along for now, collect those contracts, and you'd best be ready for some nasty business. Your debtor friends won't be very friendly once you confront them. In fact, I expect they'll transform into terrible beasts. Take this potion so they won't hang you out to dry. It will give you the most remarkable magical abilities. Now go to my writing desk, and use the mystical inkwell there. You need to prepare yourself for a scrap. And so in this game, we can walk left and right. We can also jump. And let's get into the tutorial. We also have crouching. We can also have short jump and high jump. And there's a dash. This is pretty easy to get through. And then if you descend, you can go down certain platforms. And if you hold X, you can shoot. And hold RB, well, right bumper. And you can shoot in 8 different directions. Now we'll get rid of this target here. And also we can parry. Now, as this says right here, you can interact with pink objects. So what you should do is parry anything pink. And you can also resurrect your dead pal in 2-player mode. But only 2-player mode only. And also there's the X move, where we use one of these cards by our HP. And then there are coins to buy things from the shops. Now, that's all in the tutorial. So we'll move on to the next thing. Now we can leave the house and start our way into the game. And as you can see, this is the overworld map. It's very much like in Super Mario World. And we can walk around as far as we want until we reach a barrier or the end of the island. And here's this guy. Let's talk to him. Hey fellas, looks like you're in for it now, eh? Well, I used to be the same way, always getting into trouble, running, jumping, shooting. But now I prefer just strolling around and going to the pictures. But here, let me give you a hand. Take this. And he gives us 3 gold coins. Now, first I'll get into this by going to this boss, the Root Peck. So let's get started. And I'll be doing these on regular and trying to get A and the least amount going for a B. Now when you fight this guy right here, you should dodge the dirt clods, but parry the worms. And there, that should be all our parries. But you can keep going if you want. And there, that takes care of the first guy. Now I gotta watch the center where this onion is. And he'll start crying, and what you gotta do is dodge the tears. And the reddish ones you can parry. But it's not too bad dodging his tears. And now the last guy is this carrot, who will send these smaller carrots towards you, and what you want to do is just be careful of them and avoid his psychic attacks that shoot where you stand. But this shouldn't be too bad, as just shoot the carrots and dodge his psychic third eye, and you should be fine. Now he should be almost finished here, and there we go. Not too bad for the first boss. And let's see my rating. Good time, good all parries, and all the super meter. So that should be an A+. Now then, the next thing I'll do, before I do anything else, well, first we get the soul contract of the Root Peck. And now before I get to the next boss, let's visit Pork Rind's Emporium. And now what we have here is we have different abilities. We can buy the Chaser, which is a homing attack, but it's not very strong. There's also the Spread Shot, which is good for being close to the target, and it shoots in a burst. And Roundabout, you can shoot it in front of you, but it's best to hit it with the back. So what you do is shoot the opposite direction, and then it'll boomerang and hit the boss. The Smoke Bomb, which is the invisible dash, helps. It makes you invisible when you dash, and you can't take damage at all. Then there's the Heart, which gives you an extra hit point. But if you have 4 hit points and you're left with 1, in the boss fight it'll count as 0, so just make sure you know about that. Now I'll start with buying the Spread. And then after that he has the Lobber, which shoots like a grenade launcher, and it's good for those that have a huge hitbox. Now, we'll go to the next place. And he tells us how to equip the weapons. We have to press Y and there's Spread. Now I'm gonna do the level Forest Follies. So let's get started.
Now go!
Now some of these levels can be really difficult. But if you've played games like Contra, it shouldn't be too bad. Just make sure you watch your back with these enemies and don't get hit, and you should be fine. And these spike balls here can be parried. Also make sure you can get most of the coins in these levels, or you won't be able to buy all the upgrades from Pork Rind. There's another parry. It's pretty simple. Just make sure you press it right before you're about to hit these pink things, and you shouldn't take damage at all. And now when you make it to this part, do not walk into the acorn maker, or you will take damage. And now we should be very close to the end. Just gotta watch we don't get hit by these flowers and that mushroom. And we made it. And I did it without taking damage. So this should also be an A+. Let me see. Yep, time is good. Bonus is good. Parry. I got all the gold coins. And that makes it an A+. So if you don't rush these levels, you shouldn't take damage unless you make a mistake. Now, what time are we at? Oh, 13 minutes. Alright, so I'm gonna do one more boss. We're gonna fight Goopy Legrand in Ruse of an Ooze. So let's get into it. Now, when he bounces, they're random. So you just gotta watch if he hits the wall. And you can also duck all the punches. See, it's random like there, I just got hit. And there's only one chance you get to parry in this level. And you see right there, the 3 pink question marks. It's the only time you'll get to hit him. You can also duck this punch. Just make sure you're not under him when he jumps. And again, he's gonna give us a punch. Should be about time he's done. And there. Now, just because there's a tombstone doesn't mean it's over. Just make sure to dodge when he falls down, or else you're gonna take a hit. But it's not too difficult, because he hits every other time he moves. As long as you dodge carefully like that, it should be done in no time. And there we go, he's beat. So let's check my grade. Time is good, HP bonus, I lost 1 life, but it should still be an A+. And they're still an A, so we're all good. Now, I don't want to take too much time, because I don't know if you guys will watch it if it's too long. And, well, that's gonna be it for this episode. I hope you guys liked it. I'll see you next time. My name is Doomwulf. Goodbye.